What a week. It's been so busy, it's been untrue.
Oh, you know, we've not stopped.
I haven't stopped for 5 seconds.
Yeah. And I got into a really good book. So, yeah, I've been...
Yeah, so much so. The book was so good the other morning, she wouldn't even speak to me in the morning until she'd finished the book because Wilfred was ready to do something.
There's no Wilfred.
Who was it
then?
How
dare you?
What was his name?
Well,
she's even forgot now. It was that important that she couldn't speak to me when she's forgot.
I know, but it was a very important part.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Sure it was.
It was. But when you read 15 books a month, you kind of lose track of the previous book.
Sure,
I could tell you about my current book.
No, I'm not interested.
No, I know.
If anyone wants to know what books Mandy's reading, she'll put them on the blog that'll appear in 3 months' time when she's got time to write it.
Oh, I've got time now.
Where are you up to? Have you finished last week's vlog?
I've not even started last week's vlog.
You see?
I'm so sorry. I will get them done. I do enjoy writing them up. It's just it kind of feels like once the moment's gone, the moment's gone.
Yeah.
So, I'll do this one.
But we have been busy this week.
Mm-hmm.
We've been fixing the issues with the van. Like
Yes.
I say, to all of you who have been asking for a van tour, there is one in the making.
Yes.
We can't film from outside, so that's been challenging. So there might be sort of clips that we've nicked from when we picked the van up.
Yes. So if it looks a bit hodgy-podgy, it is.
Yeah, it's because, why not?
Yeah.
If we can. But yeah, we've had some issues with the van, like the heating system's been a bit of a pain. There's some kind of weird ass setup for the heating pipes at the back of the van where the beds. It's a Bleu air heating system, and basically the hot air isn't reaching the back at all.
No.
So under the beds, or rather round the back of the beds, we've got these heating ducts, and these ducts go everywhere around the van really. There's a bit of points where the hot air's blown out, and what they've tried to do is put these kind of smaller pipes along the side of the bed, so they run up the side of the bed to try and heat that side of the van, because obviously it gets cold. That's what this is for. It's a little separator so that you don't actually sleep against the side of the van. There's an air gap there, and supposedly that means the hot air goes up through that gap and heats up the bed. That's the only way you get hot air or any sort of heat in the back of the van. And it's a bit of a problem because by the time the air gets there, it's cold. So we have no heat in the back of the van right now, which is causing us a bit of a problem. So I think the closest vent to us right now,
Yes.
so that there is the closest vent to us. So it blows out, it goes up the stairs and up to the bed area. So what I'm trying to do is work out how I can get those to work more efficiently. I've tried blocking off all the other vents to increase the air pressure to there, but that didn't work. So we've just worked out, obviously this is our garage. You can see in there, put a light on, but it's at the other end. Oh no, it's there. But how much did you say wattage was in those bulbs? Like
16 watt.
So I'm going to change
16 watt halogen.
Yeah, so I'm going to change those out for the LED strips anyway. Well, that's obviously all our junk in there for now while we try and work ourselves into our new home. It's really good, loads of storage, plenty of places to hide things and stuff like that. But
Don't give too much away for the van tour.
But what we found is, see this little gap here? That's those air vents we've just been talking about, the heating. But more importantly, that's my bed. So what you see in there is straight up into my bed.
Yeah, they're the curtains at the side of your bed.
Yeah. So that's where all the cold air's coming from, and that's why I'm getting cold at night. There is a vent in the middle of the van. It's about kind of down there, which is supposed to fill the the boot up with warm air, and I guess stops condensation and mold and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately all I've got is this little seal on the door and that there, which doesn't look like it seals everywhere anyway, stopping the cold air going up. So what I'm going to do is going to use some of this foil and basically fill that gap for now. We'll take it down another time, but for now I just want to fill that gap so that nothing can get up into that space. And I guess that, yeah, it's still going to get in through there actually as well, but we'll see what we can do. What are you doing now? You're just folding it in?
Literally folding it into like a V, because it's kind of expanding and
filling out the gap.
There. But then there's these little
plastic
things that for the bed.
Right.
So I just kind of need to make sure I tape up around there. But I think it's definitely going to be better than not having anything in there.
Right. Thank you for making me warmer.
You're very welcome. I'm going to make myself warmer too.
Yeah, I know. And there's the vent that's in the garage that's got to fill all this space. And what I'm also thinking of doing is I've got some, as you can just see it there, foam tape. So I might stick some of that around that edge there. So when the door shuts, there's an extra seal. Don't know, I'll check out the seals and see how well they are. Door seal test. It's not great. Let's try again at the edge there. Right. Yeah, so that's better there. So let's try towards the lock. That's better. So it is just in the middle really. Let's try again in the middle. Oh. It's not great.
But it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. So let's try it on the bottom. Yeah, that's almost non-existent.
You try it here, it's wet.
Oh, right, okay.
A bit further along. There you go.
Yeah. So it looks like it's getting into the bottom, which is at that little stage there. So using this sticky back foam, I put an extra seal at the bottom of the door, where we found that its seal wasn't actually that adequate. So hopefully with that on there now and the other measures we've taken, it'll be a bit warmer tonight. So today's task is to install this using that cable. I'm going to chop these ends off. I've got the blue cable just so it stands out in the van. All the other cables in the van are white or orange, so I've got a blue one so it stands out. And what I want to do is under there I've now fitted the inverter, and just behind Mandy there, where the little switches are on the wall, is where the consumer unit is. Yeah, in there. And that consumer unit then powers all the sockets that are all the way around the van that we like to use. So I use the blue cable from underneath there, and we're going to have to find a route somewhere underneath there, behind there, to put that near the consumer unit. And then using this little box, what this does is it has two inputs, a primary input and a secondary input, or what it calls the master and slave. The master is the primary input, the one it assumes is going to be mains electricity, so that's hookup. The load is all the circuits, so all the sockets and everything like that hang off it. And then the slave, in our example, is going to be not Mandy. The slave is going to be the blue cable, which is going to go to the inverter. So that means predominantly we're going to be off grid, and this system will all be fine and it'll all be working off the battery and the inverter. If I get to a campsite and plug in, this will detect that the master circuit is then live, switch all the sockets over, anything that's on the load, to the master, and therefore it won't be using the inverter on a campsite or at hookup, it'll use the hookup cable. So some people just have little sockets and they swap sockets over between, like, you know, incoming hookup and inverter or something like that, but this is just the automated way to do it. And I think this is only about 30 or 40 pounds, so it seems to be, you know, might as well do it right. So I think the biggest problem today is going to be finding a place to route this cable. It means pulling a cable through from here underneath the floor, underneath there, which is where the heater and water container is, and then obviously through the kitchen, which is where Mandy is, and we've got a sink and the oven and the hob and then the big fridge, and then get through to the back. So that's going to be a nice tricky little fishing job.
Oh, aye.
You ready?
I'm washing the pots first, but yes!
Okay, are you ready, Cooper? You ready?
Oh, he's
Cooper's ready as well.
Cooper's always ready.
We're always ready to go. Right, let's go then. And yeah, I'm getting a bit frustrated now. I've been inside and outside the van, and there is no way to determine a separate system. Oh, that's just my voltmeter, multimeter saying that it's powering off. Yeah, there's no way to determine if there's a separate system, separate wiring system for the 230 volt sockets. I can see where they disappear in parts of the van. I've looked in the booklet, the handbook that came with the van, and it talks about an isolator circuit breaker, and then it says everything else is powered by the van's onboard system, and the van's onboard system doesn't actually have separate kind of connections on it for sockets or the fridge or the heater or anything like that. So there's no way to isolate it from there either. So my question to you is, are you an owner of a Burstnet Nexo T690 Sovereign 2015? If so, if you are you an expert at the heating? And does your heating work in the bed area? And if so, have you had any issues with it? And while we're on that subject as well, are you an expert at where the sockets are wired to in the van, i.e. where the cables are all daisy chained to or come back, because that's something else I can't find either. It seems that all 230 volt mains in the van is all kind of like wired to one central breaker unit, and there's no way to differentiate between one and the other one. And I just wanted to put a switch over socket in to mean that the sockets, little 3-pin power sockets in the van, we can power off the inverter or electrical hookup, should we ever get anywhere where we've got electrical hookup again. And after a day, I've stripped the whole van down, and I kind of got a bit lost on that one. I don't want to start breaking the van just to fit sockets in just to go with the inverter. I'd rather have it a bit more simplified. So yet again, if you know how and where all the electrical wires go in the van, and where I can tap into and split out just the sockets part of the electrical wiring system, that'd be really helpful, thank you. So for now we're just using a little cable extension on the way from the inverter.
It works.
It works alright.
It's fine.
It would be nice to do it properly.
Yeah, it would. I mean, there's no massive rush yet because, winter and solar.
Yeah.
And things.
Yeah, we're doing alright.
We're doing alright, but not particularly in need of massive things for the inverter. Everything runs on 12 volts perfectly, doesn't it? So
yeah, it's alright. It's just with kind of like the current situation, it's more difficult to go out and argue why you're going out. Even though we need LPG, we're going out in a vehicle where we need to go out in this vehicle to get the LPG, and people don't like you driving around in a motorhome right now.
Yeah.
So we're trying to keep all that to a minimum so we don't upset anybody or anything else. So we're trying to cook on electric.
Yes, very true. Been using the Instant Pot.
Yeah, so we can make the gas last longer.
Yeah.
Which is challenging, but something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on then, what we're having.
We are having chicken Cordon Bleu casserole. So basically, it's pasta, chunks of ham. See, this is the leftover ham I've got here. So I've got lovely big chunks of ham, and chicken. I'm using frozen cooked chicken, with like mustard and garlic and onions and stuff. And then you cook it for 10 minutes. So it really takes no time at all. Then we put in some of this, which is light evaporated milk, because it calls for heavy cream, and we don't do heavy cream. We're going to chuck some sweet corn in, because why not? And then you put in loads of cheese. So we're going to have cheddar cheese and Emmental to make it all. And then you put that in when it's done and stir it around. Toast up some breadcrumbs and put them over the top. So it's like chicken Cordon Bleu.
Are we toasting up breadcrumbs in that tiny little oven?
No, I'm going to use a pan on the stove with some butter, and I'll just toast my breadcrumbs on there just to do that, and then sprinkle them over the top. So you get all the flavours of chicken Cordon Bleu without having to flatten your chicken and put it out and roll it, and it all come to pieces in the pan, and having to use an oven, because all of those things.
It's not an oven, it's a toaster for a child. 90 amps. So we did start off at 100%. We'll see how much that takes us down. So the little piece of bread that you found, you wanted to make into breadcrumbs.
Well, yeah, it was perfectly fine. I mean, what am I going to do with one slice of bread?
So you shove it in your little mincer maker.
In my chopper.
Into your chopper. And that makes...
Look at that.
Nice breadcrumbs like that.
So I'll just toast them up in a pan with some butter.
Oh.
Look.
Cool. No.
Steal the food. Steal the food. Look at that tail. Oh, look at that. Oh, ball return was perfect.
You alright? Sound out of breath. For everyone that did ask, my shoulder's getting much better. I can move it. I'm not in any pain at all now. I've just not got a lot of strength in my arm or hand. So thanks for all your kind wishes and everyone hoping that it sorted itself out. It has. And yeah, just every day keep on building up the strength back in the arm now. So yeah, really good. Bathroom tap stopped working.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun.
There's literally a sweet spot where you can't change the temperature and it works. So that's it. There's none of this hot water malarkey in the bathroom anymore. You're washing your hands in slightly lukewarm water whether you like it or not.
Yeah. So the issue I've got with that then is that, again, Burstner built it in such a way that there's no easy access to the pipes and wires. I can hear the micro switch as you move the tap. I'm suspecting it's the micro switch or the wire that's come off or something like that.
Yeah, it's one because
it's just built so well I can't get in there.
Yeah, it's literally hidden from everything. Can't see anything.
So that's another one to get to when I get to it.
Yeah, and when you see the van tour, you'll see exactly why.
Yeah, It's like the door lock. I think that's a micro switch as well, but the door lock locks, doesn't lock.
When it feels like it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's very loud when it locks. So if we're outside the van and when we're walking coop, we can tell if it's locked or not. So, yeah.
So yeah. Well done for the person who did the PDI check on our van, that you needed it for 2 weeks to do that.
Yeah.
Did a really good job, didn't you? Anyhow.
Wow. And we did a cupboard.
We did. So another little task for us is this little drawer, which is really handy. It's got loads of storage in it. It's coming off its runners at the back there. So if you can see, when you move it, it's coming away. One of the little problems is right at the very back under there. Yeah, it looks like on the floor someone's obviously spilt something out of a jar or something, like mustard powder or something like that, and it's now gone mouldy.
There we go.
There we go, look at that. It's absolutely minging.
And there's lots of it.
Yeah, so the unfortunate thing is you can't leave that. We've got to take it out.
Yeah, let's get my back on that.
So there we go. We've got it out. It's a bit of a pain. You can see what they've been doing there, trying to spray stuff on. And it's just full of grease and everything. As soon as Mandy's done all the clean up, I'll tighten up all those runners and everything. Tighten up everything down the side. We'll fully clean that and then we'll put it all back together. So it comes all been sorted out now. Yep. All nicely reorganised. So that's nice and secure and everything down there now.
That was a pain in the bum.
Well worth the effort though.
Oh, definitely.
Not only for cleaning the mouldy, ganky stuff from behind it.
Yeah.
But obviously the rails are now fixed.
Yep, and greased up nicely and working properly.
And
we've had a bit of a reorganisation, so we've got all.
So you got moved stuff that was in those cupboards, and you've moved it there. So
and it's definitely
it's
better.
It's going to be absolutely lost when you come to.
When I go to cook, it'll be just like we're going into all the normal places and not know where anything is, because I think there's probably a little bit of fine tweaking of things, because you know what it's like. Your first thought is
move stuff around.
Move stuff. I'll put the pasta there, and I'll put the beans and tomatoes there, and then I'll be like, why haven't I put it all in the same place? I don't know. Why? I don't know.
Distribution of weight, Mandy.
Oh, absolutely. Well, there was a lot of that going on.
For this week, we did something that It's a bit special. Because we can't see any of our mates and we can't go out, we can't do meetups. Did a virtual meetup.
Yes.
Yay.
Hey.
And
so we got cracked open the wine.
You did.
And the beer.
It's a cider.
It's cider.
I've not had gammon in so long though.
Oh, yeah. I'll see if I can get some next time we go shopping.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Ration the gammon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was Dave and Joe. So one man and his whippet, and the whippet and his missus.
Chips. Yes.
Yeah, Choose Chips Joe. And Mevy.
Yes.
And we just had this little virtual meetup from kind of like going back to about a year ago, or whatever, when we started having our first little meetups.
Yeah, because it was just the 5 of us.
Yeah, because there was Steve Oily there as well.
Yeah,
at the
Oily
time.
was there. Yeah.
So it was really cool, actually.
And it was run for 3 hours.
I know.
So much so that we kept getting kicked off the chat because we'd got to the maximum time length on it, and we had to dial in again. So
Dial in. She's got a modem.
I did actually used to have modems.
Did you? Is it rotary dial one as well?
All right, calm tits. All right,
Swear.
Calm yourself.
Calm yourself,
Gadget.
Okay then.
You're so cheeky today.
Sorry about that. But yeah, we're all right. We're doing really well. No complaints. And we probably might sound a little bit sniffly. I don't know about that one. I think we had great weather for a few days where we did the solar panel and stuff. And then obviously the last few days it's been freezing cold. It's actually been snowing here. Yeah. And we've had no heating in the van, so it's been a bit chilly.
And what we've been doing to try and fix the heating is have the heating wrapped up as high as it will go, blowing hot air in our faces, which probably has not helped.
No.
So, but it doesn't change anything that we're doing anyway, because we're
isolating anyway. Yeah.
And we keep our faces covered up when we walk. Coopy. Yeah. He's so fed up.
Oh, he is.
He's so used to having his big walks and stuff. So he's
he goes frantic now, and you take him out, he literally goes frantic. Which is a shame.
He turns into a proper little jumpy springer with his little legs at the back. He's just like, yeah, you're outside. So, because obviously we can't just let him out in the garden.
No.
So.
And then the rest of the time he's looking at you, looking at the door, looking at you, looking at the door, as if to say, come on now. Not driven anywhere for ages, so I know what's outside. Come on.
But the good thing is we've been being inventive. We've got a little laser temperature thing. Let's just check, John. Oh, where's your head? There you go. You're all right.
I'm all right. What am I?
You're 33.
33?
Yeah.
I wish I was 33. What are you?
34.
34. Okay.
It's obviously not particularly accurate.
It's not very good. Pretty sure I wouldn't be very well if I was 33.
But it's that bit.
Yeah.
You can see it. So we've had Coop going up and down the van, chasing the laser. So that's been working well. So we've got all of his toys out, and he's got like tuggers and stuff that he likes. It literally is at the leg of
old pair of jeans.
John's jeans. So
and you can tell how much he's been enjoying it.
Yeah, and he literally is like tearing it all. So he's been doing that, and we've been having a good old rough play with him. And he's got his little chewies, and we do get
BALLs
yes.
as well.
Yeah, so we try to take that with us when we take him out. There is a field close by that is empty nearly all the time. Yeah. So we can give him a bit of a run off on there. But I still think he's miffed with us. I still don't think he's quite got what the heck is going on yet.
He seems to be sulking an awful lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
bless him.
It is what it is. And we have to say, one part of this thing might be that we complain about faults with the van and stuff like that and doing things. But the other part is it's such a different, kind of experience for us to have this much room. Yeah. It really is.
Oh, definitely.
So
definitely.
Cooper's got the room he needs now.
Yeah.
He can run around like a loony after the little laser thing on the floor. He's got several different places he can sulk in now. Yep,
he sulks in my bed or John's bed or
here,
where we're sat or underneath it.
Over there.
By the door. Normally right in front of the fridge because he knows it's just like stops us getting snacks and stuff. Yeah. I'm sure there's something like, if I'm not having any fun, you're not having any snacks.
Yeah, I know you're going to come here in the next half an hour. So,
yeah. So yeah, even though we are going on about the things that we're finding that's wrong, it's only because we are finding things that are wrong. We've not had a chance to fix them yet. We are still
getting through it though.
We still find ourselves fortunate that we're well, everyone we know is well.
Yeah.
And we've got that bit of extra space now. So, yeah.
So how have we been keeping ourselves busy, you might say, for the last week, apart from
Epic 3-hour naps.
Yeah, 3-hour naps, virtual meetups, fixing the van, the allocated time we can go outside.
Yeah, making a list of things to do.
Yeah.
To fix the van.
It's movies and series and stuff.
Absolutely. Thank goodness for Netflix and Amazon Prime, although other streaming services are available.
Yeah, and obviously YouTubers I watch all our usuals on
all
YouTube.
the YouTubers now. We're literally going through them all, because before we would have to pick what we could. We had to prioritise that first and then go back and watch the ones we couldn't do, so it's lovely to be able to watch.
Yeah.
Well, as recent as you guys put them out there. You know, I can't blame if you've 3 weeks behind.
I mean, the thing that we've got in this van that we didn't have in the other van is an actual TV, and we've actually got 2 now. Cello, I don't know if they're called. Cello. Cello, yeah. They sent us a free TV.
Yes, thank you, Cello.
12-volt TV, and it's really good quality. Very happy with it. Sounds all right. Picture quality is brilliant, actually. There's an AV Tech that came with the van, and that is average quality. The Cello one is really cool. So,
it's great for the AV Tech one where it is, because I'm right in front of it, so I get really crisp and clear vision. John's kind of off to one side, so it gets a bit shadowy.
Angle's not great.
And stuff, so.
But the Cello one, which is now in the bedroom,
over the bed, that is unbelievable. That is proper crisp and clear, and the sound is wonderful. And we've just whapped a fire stick in the side.
Yeah, so we're done.
And that's it.
I put a TV aerial, one of those little stumpy black TV aerials on the roof when I was doing solar panel and everything. So we've wired the TV aerials up and everything like that.
We've actually not watched telly.
No, because it's just been streaming, really.
No.
So we thought we'd share, just as an example of the last few things we've watched over the last couple of weeks from movies with you.
Yes.
So over to Mandy, because she's made notes, because we're efficient like that, of what we've been watching on streaming services lately.
In no particular order, and in no way are they all recent or preferences or anything like that. So we have Picard, Ozark, You, Sex Education.
And that doesn't mean You, we're not watching You.
Not watching You. Well, we can be if you've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, we probably
will
watch You. Yeah.
But we mean the series of You.
So go on, Sex Education.
Sex Education. We are re-watching The Long Way Down and The Long Way Round, which are motorcycle adventures with Ewan McGregor and his mate Charlie Morgan.
Yeah.
I've been watching, and John won't watch this, Dolly Parton's Heartstrings, and it's like 8 in a series, and it's musical, and they're based around her songs, and they're brilliant.
Yeah, I've been watching the Grand Tour. And Top Gear, you know, like you do, really.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that stuff. So that's working out really well, having different things to watch.
Yeah. And 2 TVs.
Yes, and 2 TVs. We would recommend Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
That's like a true life docu-series, which was really good. I think there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
And Mindhunter, which is all about the start of the FBI.
Yeah, when the FBI started to do psychological profiling for
and stuff,
killers and stuff like that.
So they are all series.
Yeah.
So they're all really good. And as far as films, anyone that knows us knows that we love.
Well, no, you let them guess. What sort of films, in the comments section down below, what sort of films as a genre do you think we like? Go on, name them.
Well, we're going to tell them now.
No, as a genre, what sort of films, yeah.
So, we've been watching Interstellar, The Martian, Hidden Figures, Apollo 13, The Theory of Everything, and The Imitation Game.
Yeah.
And we watch things like This Is 40.
Oh yeah, we watch other stuff as well.
Knocked Up and all that stuff. Very good laugh. But yeah, so there are faves that we've been watching. Yeah. So if you're stuck for any ideas, hopefully that would have give you a bit of a hand. That's what we spoke about when we were having our virtual camp up, weren't we? We were all sharing ideas of what we've been watching. So that was really good.
Yeah, and thanks very much for Netflix for turning on to 720p. Gets a bit grainy on Netflix these days.
I don't know it's any different really, but Mr.
I like quality, don't you? Really?
Yeah, you're like the $1 million man, aren't you? It's like
not quite.
No. No.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that's really been our week. And
we're surrounded by things to do.
Oh yeah, we have a stack of stuff to do.
We have the stretchy pocket things to put up. Chalkboard on a roll. Because Mandy needs a chalkboard.
Yeah. So maybe you can help us with the dilemma we've got. Remember this? Well, we can't decide whether it should go over where it went last time, like the driver's seat, whether it should go over the toilet
Door.
or over the toilet door.
Yeah. So it's like you're going into the naughty corner.
Yeah.
That's my favourite.
Or whether you should change the connotations of the word naughty, put it over the bed.
Ooh.
Yeah, let us know down below.
Yes. Or any other suggestions, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, should it be put outside the van over the door?
Yeah, so the whole van is a naughty corner.
Yeah.
Oh dear, well we feel like we've been sent to the naughty corner anyway, haven't we? That's it,
yeah.
We've been sent to
Punished.
the naughty corner. We've all been sent to our rooms.
The naughty corner of Derbyshire. So I hope you've had a good week. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments and offers of places to stay and all that kind of stuff coming in. We did actually set up a little page between all the Van Life UK people. So if you've made offers of places to stay, hopefully you've added it on there. So that's then listed. So if somebody wants a safe place to stay, then they can.
Yes.
If you've not seen that or anything else, it's gjot.uk/vanlife. If you've got somewhere to stay, you can list it. If you just want to chat and want some help, there's a forum on there for that one. And if you are looking for somewhere to stay and you're struggling or whatever, then there's an interactive map showing you places where you can go. So,
it is really good, and loads of people have put in time and effort to get it all up and going,
Yeah.
and to share it all out and stuff. So it's a proper team effort, and it's wonderful. It's really
Everyone's
good.
getting involved.
We're helping
yeah.
people. Greg said like 2 people yesterday or something.
Yeah, he's helped
out
to
and
organise their return or something like that through Spain or France or something to the UK. So
yeah, so it is lovely. Everybody is all coming together just as we should be, because we are one fantastic community.
yeah, and we're a little community and we need to help out everybody in our community.
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
what we're trying to do the best as we can from our little kind of
Naughty corner.
right. So you guys take care, and we'll catch you on the next video. And your next video may be a van tour. See you later.
See you later. Bye.